the Saturday Lightning Podcast. I'm Lynn, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm so pumped for this next episode. The Ones Who Live, episode 4. So it was written by Denai Guerrera. The moment I heard that, I was excited already. To know that it's a dialogue-heavy episode has me even pumped even more, because I'm a writer myself, so I love dialogue. There's been a lot of spoilers that have come out, even a leak of episode 6. I kind of spoiled it for myself, and I hate it because now I know how it ends. I'm not even going to go there. But it doesn't matter. This entire series has been amazing thus far, and episode 4 is supposedly the best episode of all 6. So without further ado, I just want to get into some of the images that were released. We have this one here. This is they obviously lived. I don't know how far up from episode 3 when Michonne she'd had enough of Rick's nonsense. She grabs him, she throws both of them out of the helicopter. They must have fallen in water. They get to this place, or you hear in the preview that Rick says, where is this place? What is this place? So I'm kind of wondering too, Michonne in the previews, she's changed her clothes somehow. Now, I don't know that I saw her wearing this when she was in the CRM. I'm thinking maybe she got it out of the apartment or the condo where they are. And I've also seen a clip that was leaked early this morning around 3 a.m. The clip was leaked from episode 4. I'll talk to you guys about that later in a different portion of the video, because if you don't want to be spoiled, I don't want it spoiled for you. So I'll give you guys a warning when I'm about to do some spoilers. But I'm thinking that this is just some outfits she found inside of the condo. I've come to the conclusion that it really doesn't matter what they're wearing right now, because the tension, even in these photos, so thick you can cut it with a knife. So there's going to be a lot of arguing, because Michonne has left her children. She's been gassed by the people that Rick is with. Spent a year in recovery, and she finally finds him by accident when she had given up, and he had given up too. The same day they both give up, they find each other. She lost all her friends, including Nat, who was my favorite, one of the best characters that has appeared on The Walking Dead since. I know Princess was pretty good. I really liked Princess. But before that, I think the best character that came on board was King Ezekiel. So they kill off Nat, which I understand why it had to happen. She tries to get him to come with her, and he keeps telling her, I can't come. I have to stay here. I can never leave. But he's not really giving her a reason why. He's not telling her that Jadis is here. Jadis will basically rat us out, and they'll kill everybody back home. He's not telling her any of this. He's just saying, I can't go. I can't go. I belong here. So, of course, Michonne doesn't understand why he's doing this. You're not giving her a reason to, dude. And then he had the gall. He had the gall to tell this woman, I belong here. You don't. I'm going to put you on that boat even if I have to knock you out. I don't know who he thought he was talking to. Maybe he thought he was talking to Lori, which we all know what Lori was. Lori, even in the first episode, she's talking trash to him, talking to him any kind of way in front of his son. Didn't even go looking for him, just took Shane at his word, but I digress. Michonne is not Lori. So, Rick, you can't treat her like Lori. Like, thinking she's gonna leave just because you tell her to. And especially without, not giving her a real explanation of why you have to stay. So, you finally push this woman over the edge so much that she's jumping out of a helicopter and pulling you with her. So, I think what's going to happen in this episode is he's finally going to tell her, which I believe in the preview he did say Jadis will kill everybody back home. So I don't know why it took him this long to, spill the beans. I mean, because it's not that complicated. Look, this is what's happening. This is what we have to do. And it's not safe for me to come with you. But again, I digress. Michonne also is not telling Rick that, hey, we have a kid together. Then hopefully, maybe this will push him over the edge to say, you know what? Screw this. I've already lost my hand. I've lost so many years with my family. It's now or never. Let's go. So, I think the argument will be about him staying still. I think even with everything that's going on in his mind, even if she tells him about RJ, he's still going to insist on staying because he needs to protect his family. But Michonne, and as a mother, and everything she's been through, yeah, she's not going to accept that, and I wouldn't expect her to. I wouldn't accept that. It's crazy. But you know what? This is the Rick and Michonne show. They're eventually gonna, work things out and try to get back home to their kids. But I think, even though, like I said, I know how it ends, and I understand why people say there has to be a season 2. It's because even without seeing the spoilers or hearing about the spoilers, it doesn't make sense for Rick to be able to go back home while Jadis is still alive. I feel like Jadis will die. And because she's already told Rick that, you know what, I have a whole file on you and Michonne and Alexandria with telling the CRM everything about you if I die. So if she goes after them like she said she would, and we did see the previews of her chasing them down on the road. If and when, I'm not even going to say if, when they kill her, I think it's going to be Michonne. When they kill her, Rick will have to go back. He has to go back and get that file and make sure that Alexandria, Michonne, his children are safe. So, and also, the young lady who plays Thorne, I don't know her real name, she put a picture of herself and Rick in the red striped uniforms. So I think that even fuels the flame more, or the fire more, that Rick is going back to the CRM. Maybe Michonne goes with him, but Rick is definitely going back. He's going to hear this echelon briefing, and I think he's going to take his place among the ranks in the CRM and maybe still carry out Okafor's plan to try to change everything from within. Right now, because I can't say really what I want to say without mentioning the spoilers that I have seen from this morning around 3 a.m. when they leaked on TikTok, of all places. Several of the videos, though, have been taken down. I guess TikTok caught wind of what was going on, but one video is still up if you want to check it out. And I need to stop saying I say a lot, and I don't know why. So I almost just said it again. So right now, I'm going to give away some spoilers. So if you don't want to hear them, go away right now. Okay, so the video that's still up on TikTok, Michonne does finally tell Rick that they have a kid. And the way she tells him is so out of left field. And her emotions were just changing so fast within this one scene. And the scene was no more than like maybe 2-3 minutes long. But she went through a myriad of emotions. She went from smiling and reminiscing to being angry, pissed off, hurt, then angry again. So she tells him she's looking at some books that are on the shelf, and she pulls down one book, which it looked like that Ramona book from, childhood. She pulls it down and she's like, this is one of my favorite books. The girl was so independent. She went with the beat of her, she marched to the beat of her own drum, basically. She's like, just like Judith, she's going to love this book. And so she puts the book down or in her little sack, in preparation to leave. And she says, "You know what, Rick? You've become quite a creative writer too. Uh, so why don't you go ahead and write a new story? Like, write something for your kids that let them know that, I found." She's like, "Because I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to tell them that I found their father, and then he refused to come back with me to be with them." And so immediately Rick, you can see in his face, he's just like, "What? Wait a minute, what?" He goes, "You said children." And typical black woman response is exactly what Michonne does, and walks on past him. And she ends up telling him, "Yeah, his name is Rick. We call him RJ. He's about to be 8 years old." And I'm waiting, and I'm sitting, and I'm waiting for Rick to say something like, okay, all bets are off. Let's go. Let's pack up. Let's get home right now. Let's get to the kids." But no, this man is still adamant. "Give me the PRV. I gotta go back," because in his mind he's thinking, "I have to get back to my kid. I have to get back to the CRM. I have to protect my family." And just like Okafor said, you made a choice. This is how you protect them. This is how you live for them. So he's trying to make the choice to protect his family, even though that means he'll be without his family. And in his mind, as a father, that makes sense. But again, of course, Michonne is just like, she's at her wit's end. She doesn't even know what else to say or do. Because she just told him he has a son, and he still wants to go back to the CRM. I won't even say wants. He feels he needs to. And that's really hard for her to swallow. And I get it. But at the same time, if she looked at it from his point of view, I'm sure she is. But in her mind, look, we're Rick and Michonne. We're the ones who live. We can do anything. So that's basically where the scene ended. So I don't know what happened after that. I'm really stoked to find out. But I think in the end, somehow they're going to come together, come to a consensus, and maybe head back home this episode, or maybe the following episode when at some point they're going to meet up with Jadis, obviously. So I don't know. I'm just excited to see it. Like I'm on pins and needles right now. The other video that has since been taken down, that leaked, Rick and Michonne were side and side. It was this big battle or kill scene to where they were just moving in perfect harmony, killing walkers. It was beautiful to behold. I gotta tell you. So I can't wait to see it in on the big screen. And I was watching my phone on TikTok, and I just knew. I'm like, this can't last long. They're gonna catch wind. They're gonna take these down, and they were down within like 30 minutes of them being up. But I did get to see that scene, so looking forward to that. There was one third scene that I will not talk about because I don't want to ruin it for anyone, no matter how much you may want it. I ruined it for myself, and I wish I hadn't. I want to make this one a short one today because I have a few other things to do before the episode drops. So I'll be up bright and early in the morning with my coffee. And I got my little Dead City camp mug here that I'm just itching to break out. I didn't do it for Daryl Dixon because there was no way. I'm sorry. I was just not getting up for Daryl Dixon. I love Daryl, but I don't know. I couldn't do it. Like, the show did not grab me. I cannot stand when shows do the Messiah angle. Well, here's my little cup here. So I'll be drinking my coffee and reacting to The Ones Who Live, episode 4. Around 4 a.m. it drops here where I am on the East Coast. So looking forward to that. But back to what I was saying about Daryl Dixon real quick. I cannot stand when TV shows go with the Messiah angle. They did it in Deep Space Nine, and it ruined Star Trek Deep Space Nine. If you don't know, it ruined everything for me. Like, it was so annoying. And this whole thing with Laurent being the Messiah or maybe the Savior, and him knowing these things that he shouldn't know at his age, like knowing things about Daryl, or maybe it like he spoke like he saw Daryl's future, and I didn't get that. So I don't know. It's kind of irritating. It didn't grab me, but I am looking forward to the Book of Carol. It's always a good day to see Carol on screen. And I also think with The Ones Who Live, I think there has to be a season 2 because they have to catch up to Maggie in Negan's storyline. Maggie and Negan's storyline takes place, again, it's been 6 years since the bridge. And then Michonne left. That was another year. And then within that year that Michonne left, I believe that's when they were dealing with the Commonwealth and everything. So then you have a few more years jump, because that's how Negan and Maggie ended up together. And Herschel was at least, what, 15, 16 years old? So I think Rick and Michonne's timeline needs to catch up to Maggie and Negan's for everything to make sense. Same thing with Carol and Daryl. So I don't know. Now, in the first episode of Daryl Dixon, you hear Carol say someone came back. So I think that Negan and Maggie's storyline is going to come together with Rick and Michonne's. And then Daryl Dixon is actually set during the time period when Rick and Michonne finally make it back home. So, I don't know. That's what I think. So I'll be dropping my reaction video hopefully tomorrow afternoon, since I'll be up first thing 4 a.m. to watch it. That'll give me a few hours to edit and everything. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can get notified when I drop a new video. I also drop shorts every day of the week, whether it be Walking Dead or some other show I'm watching like Shogun, The Last Airbender, Avatar. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. Once again, I'm Lynn, and I'm out.
Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight